is Tyler, and this is kind of a special context for parents, although kids can watch it, that's fine. But we have the Feast of Sukkot upon us. Actually, for me, it's in less than an hour, and I'm very excited. The video I kept trying to make all week just never materialized. Things were kind of, you know, sometimes we kind of have funky weeks, and it just, that's the way it is. Anyway, the boys and I built a sukkah in the yard. We took old logs that were around. Yeah, we built it with logs, and I nailed things together, and I was a real lumberjack woman. You betcha. Anyway, so we made a sukkah, 3 walls, branches on top. This is our 6th Sukkot that we've celebrated, but this is our first outdoor real sukkah. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about. You know, a lot of times when we come out of celebrating Christmas and Easter, we make a big mistake. Well, we make a couple of big mistakes, but one of the big mistakes we make is we stop making memories, and we're scrambling around wondering how to do things right. Do I only stick what's in the Bible? Well, there aren't very many details there. What do I do? And this person says I'm doing it wrong, and that person says I'm doing it wrong. And after a while, our heads are just spinning. We don't know what to do, and we start doing either nothing or we just start making it up because it's so frustrating and so discouraging. Well, I just want to encourage you because I hate that. I like to encourage people to just keep on trying to do more and more things right. And one of the things we're commanded to do is to make a sukkah and to have branches overhead for the roof. And, you know, if you look at the Jewish writings, they've got a lot of ideas. There's some disagreement in there about how it should be done. But you know what the important thing is? The important thing isn't that we get it right. And I was reading something from Chabad.org yesterday when I was looking for different songs because I'm trying to learn some songs in Hebrew as helping me with my pronunciation and all that. And because it's my pronunciations that you've probably noticed from the videos. Anyway, I was on a totally unrelated thing, and somebody was saying, well, do we ask a blessing if we're not doing something exactly right? And the guy said, well, of course you do. You know, and don't ever let the fact that you're not doing something exactly right because you haven't learned it all yet, you don't have it all down yet, stop you from trying to keep commandments. I mean, it's like, you know, when our kids are little. You know, we don't expect them to do calculus before they add, subtract, but a lot of times we put those kind of pressures on ourselves, and more importantly on social media. There are busybodies out there trying to put pressure on you to do everything right away, and of course they're the ones who know how to do it right. But that's discouraging. And this guy on Chabad, he was just really making it clear that, you know, we grow in our levels of understanding how to keep the commandments. It's like kids with rules of the house. They got to learn. And so, you know, with the feasts, you know, a lot of times we're just so discouraged. It's like, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to make it up. You know, I'm just going to do what I want to do. And, you know, a lot of us have just found that so incredibly unsatisfying. And so we've started looking, it's like, well, what are the Jews doing? Because they really seem to be enjoying themselves, and we really don't seem to be enjoying ourselves very much. And so, you know, we're trying to find sort of where we're supposed to be and what we're supposed to be doing. But anyway, I just went on a big rabbit trail there, didn't I? The reason I said that was because, you know, if you don't have a sukkah, you may live in the city. You know, you may have just started really late and there's an hour to go, you know, where I am, so, you know. Don't let that stop you from making memories, because all of this, all the feast, if you look through the scriptures, it's all about memorials, making memories, but also pointing ahead to Messiah, Sukkot, the birthday of our Messiah. He tabernacled in the flesh. And so when we're talking to the kids about making the sukkah, well, that's part of it, but it also reminds us of the 40 years in the wilderness and the first one of the first places they stayed when they were on their exodus was a place called Sukkot. We see Sukkot over and over and over again. We even see a Sukkot in Jonah. Jonah made one for himself while he was hoping Nineveh was going to fry. Not his finest moment, but I digress. Anyway, so you know what? I know you're supposed to have it outside. I know you're supposed to make it in a certain way with branches on top. But just because you live in the city and just because you didn't start, it doesn't mean you don't do anything. Even if you started celebrating already, when our kids were little, we would make forts in the basement. We'd put up, sheets, and we were in Minnesota. We didn't want to be outside, frankly. And the kids would eat and sleep in the fort. What child doesn't enjoy that? I mean, that's just fun. That's making memories. It's a starting place. Start. Don't worry that you're going to get hit by a lightning bolt in your tuchus because you didn't do it exactly right. Okay? Like the guy from Chabad said, start. Then next year, you're going to know a little bit more. The year after that, you're going to know a little bit more. But if you allow these people to discourage you from doing anything, well, that's just messed up. Don't let them have that control in your life. Make memories and start this Sukkot. So get out the couch pillows. You can get a tent and set it up in the living room. Do whatever. But don't miss this opportunity to teach kids about the real Christmas story. And hopefully next year I've got plans. There was no way it was going to happen this year, but next year I have plans about telling the true Christmas story to the kids. Anyway, I love you. I'm praying for you, and I pray that you have a wonderful week studying the scriptures together in the Sukkah. You take care, and we will see you for New Testament studies very soon. I love you. Bye-bye.